By now, you should have written all of your strong skills, your weak spots, your interests, and insight as what the market needs right now. Now you're going to need all of those in order to come up with a business idea. So please have them all in front of you so we can get started. In this lecture, we are going to do something called brainstorming. It is considered as one of the most effective ways to generate more ideas. When it comes to brainstorming, the saying more is better is true. Here we have quantity over quality. When it comes to business, it is very difficult to judge which idea will be successful and lucrative and which one will fail. That is why brainstorming is perfect. You will write down any idea that comes to you without judging it beforehand. But then we will also go through 5 phases that will help you eliminate the bad ideas, and this will leave you with perfectly good ideas for yourself personally. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is have all of your strengths, weaknesses, skills, interests, and insights into the market needs in front of you. Look at all of them and make connections. So have another blank piece of paper for brainstorming the business idea and write down anything, but absolutely anything that comes to you. So if you're good at cooking and you speak Spanish, you can simply write down cooking in Spanish. This phase should be quick and you should be writing down a lot of ideas. Connect any 2 terms and think of any business idea that you could do. For example, if you're good at sports and you love Instagram, consider creating a workout routine that you will be promoting on social media. There is no bad idea. If you're good at math and you speak Chinese, consider tutoring math in Chinese. If you know and love how to do ceramics, then consider selling the products online. You should come up with as many ideas as possible. And as I've already said, don't judge them. There are no bad ideas in this phase. Now, once you feel like you're done and you're not coming up with any more ideas, it is time for the second phase. So take a look at each idea that you have written down and try to expand it. So how do you do that? The first example that we have mentioned, we said cooking and Spanish, but try to expand out. So what would that entice? So you could create a cooking channel on YouTube that would be in Spanish. It could also perhaps be bilingual. Perhaps you could do it both in English and Spanish. You could also perhaps create a blog. Perhaps you could join some chef. You can try to expand on each idea as much as you can. If we want to talk further about cooking and Spanish, then you could perhaps explore the Spanish cuisine a little bit more. And you could perhaps talk to foreign chefs and you could try to bring it closer to your home. You could perhaps consider opening a Spanish restaurant, etc., etc. Expand the idea as much as you can. Now, you don't have to go into details as how that specific business would work. It is simply important to expand the idea and consider all possible sub-ideas. So, once you feel like you have expanded all of your ideas and exhausted yourself to the maximum, it is time for the third phase. Now, this is the phase of elimination. You will eliminate all of those that are either something that you think would be impossible for you to do right now because, for example, you don't have the necessary finances. But this doesn't mean that this idea is completely excluded in the future. It's just for the moment, your first business idea to get started. Perhaps you also know that there are many existing businesses like this right now. So maybe it's not such a good idea and you don't want to get into it. So cross out all of the ideas that you would like to eliminate, but make sure that you always have a good and a clear reason in your head as to why you are eliminating a certain idea. Now, once you finish this, we have come to the fourth phase, which is where we want to evaluate how many skills and interests we have relating to each other and to your each business idea. So what you're going to do is that you will count the number of skills and number of interests that you have that directly relate to that idea. So let's continue with the example of cooking and Spanish. So let's say you wanted to start a YouTube channel where you will cook Spanish cuisine, and it will also be bilingual, both in English and Spanish. So what are the skills that you have for this? Let's say you're good with social media, you speak Spanish, you're good with cooking, and you also speak English. So this means that you have 4 skills that directly relate to that idea. Now, what are the interests that are related to this? Well, let's say you love cooking, you love using social media, and you love sharing your recipes with others, which means that you have 3 interests that directly relate to this idea. So do this for every business idea that you have. And now we have finally come to the phase 5, and this is sorting your ideas. Well, the ideas that you're left with at this phase. So you will write each business idea in the order that has the most skills and most interests that are related directly to it. And then the second one and all the way to the end. Now, this way you have a list of business ideas and you're clearly aware of how your skills and interests as well as market needs are directly related to it. If this list is too long, you can feel free to make it shorter, and also you don't necessarily have to pick the first idea that is there. You can choose perhaps the second or the third or even the fourth idea. You can do this whole process again, but you already have the list, and this doesn't take too long. You may have just remembered that you have some other skills that you could use as well. This whole process does not have to be perfect, but now you should have at least 5 brand new ideas for your business that you can start and you can use, and this way you can start to become an entrepreneur.